And here we are. Hey, Smokey.
Oh.
Hey, Bidzii.
I'm there.
Yeah, you're on the stream.
Hi.
Hello, everyone. Hey, Smokey. How you doing?
Hello, Smokey.
Let us know if levels and stuff. I think the levels are good, but let us know if I'm louder than Bidzii or vice versa, or what something needs to change. Welcome to the Mad Spirit Sunday Variety Hour, which was something that happened accidentally just when I was fucking around on a Sunday, and then was just like, you know what? I actually don't remember who coined that, if it was Smokey or R24, but it was one of the boys, and I was like, yeah, cool, let's just fuck around for an hour on a Sunday afternoon. And today I have a guest, the absolutely legendary Bidzii793.
Hello.
With her, I love that you also have bookshelves in your background. This is why we're friends.
This is absolutely why we are friends. Like, look at my amazing collection.
Hell yeah. So I have to ask, like, my first question. Thank you, Mr. Audio Engineer. You are about to move country. What is happening with the books?
So the books are eventually coming over as well.
Mm-hmm.
But for now they're going to be packed up and taken to my parents' house.
Fair enough.
So, which I already spoke to my mum and dad about it on the weekend, and my mum was like, "Oh well, we'll have to bring all the bookcases and all the books," and I'm like, "Okay, so because you're okay to take them and look after my books."
Smokey, is that is your cough you asking me that question?
I think it might have been him taking that name,
you were the one who named this? I don't know. You're taking credit for something. Let me know. That also could be him going, what are you going to do with all your books?
Well, they're coming with you, right?
Oh, yeah. I've culled so many, though, because I'm in a different room. I've made my office the master bedroom. Like, so I'm in this massive big bedroom now. But when I did that, when I reshelved all of this, I did cull, like, I reckon about 100 books. So,
God.
There's a massive big pile in the hallway. So I've already made some sacrifice, and I've actually got to do a little bit more. Because I do have so many. All right, Bidzii was correct. Yes, fair enough. She usually is.
I doubt that, but okay. Yeah, no, I'm too scared to cull my books, if I'm being honest.
It's a daunting task, and I was talking to my mum, because my mum came over to help me move everything, and she's also a big reader, so I get it from, and she's like, it's so annoying because books are the loveliest things to have in your home. Just like aesthetically, they just look good, but they're so big and so heavy.
Yeah,
they are the bitchiest thing to move.
Yes. Oh my God. Yes. It is a nightmare. Oh my goodness.
So my friend Sylvia just moved to Germany, and she sent me a message where I was posting pictures of this, and she was like, yeah, my parents have some, friends have some, but she got rid of all her books.
Oh, I couldn't do it.
And I was like, no, like I have all my picture books from when I was a baby. Like I have.
Oh my gosh, really?
I have everything.
Oh my gosh, that's amazing.
I was an only child, so everything was mine. So like I have not every book I've ever owned, like I have given away things, but like every book that has ever meant anything to me, I still own.
That, you know what, that's amazing.
So
I love that.
They're all tax deductible. I'm an English teacher, so it's, you know.
So it works. So it's totally fine.
Also in your background, oh God, like every time you bring up that cup, it just delights me more.
Well, I mean, I don't think they can see it on stream.
I'm a fucking delight.
I am a fucking delight. Oh, they can see it on stream. Nice.
So Smokey just sent me a screenshot of him coining the phrase. Oh, whoops.
Are you serious?
The Sunday Variety Hour.
Oh my God.
So,
well done, Smokey.
You're not a dick. You're a what is it? What am I trying to say? You say you live relentlessly in reality. You want the truth on record. That's fine. I'm okay with that. I apologize. I'm sure you would. I love that he's been looking for that for the last. That would have taken you ages because I suppose most of our conversations are on text now, not Discord. But I feel like that would have been a while to find that. But anyway, well done.
That's amazing.
So yes, Smokey coined the title, the Sunday Variety Hour. Credit where credit is due.
Okay.
What I was going to say was, before Smokey came in with Exhibit A, also in your background is a green screen, highlighting you being a far more professional streamer than I.
I doubt that, but okay.
How long have you had have you always used the green screen?
No, I've only had the green screen since it was before Christmas, I think. I actually got it it must have been a Black Friday sale.
Oh, nice.
I'm pretty sure I got it pretty good price. So there is a stand for it over there, and the green screen just kind of
because I can fold it.
Yeah, so I can fold it up, which is an absolute pain to fold. I actually ripped one of my paintings trying to fold it. I cried. It's actually that one that I'm painting there, which I don't think they can see on stream.
No.
But yeah, I was still sitting on the easel, and I'm trying to fold it up, and it popped back open and knocked the painting, and it's got now a big gash in it. And I literally just sat. I threw the green screen downstairs, and I just sat inside my room and just cried. It was so bad.
Fair enough. Oh my God.
Yeah. Oh. Yeah. Because that was just before Fireball got to Australia. And so my mate from the Netherlands was here, and he's like, "Are you okay?" And I'm like, "No, I'm not."
No,
and
I'm not okay.
He's like, "It's okay. Well," he's like, "We're going out tomorrow night, aren't we?" I'm like, "Yes." He's like, "All right." I was like a mess. It was so bad.
Oh, that is the worst. Oh, yeah. God.
Yeah, so the green screen has caused me some issues.
Yeah, well, the price you pay for not having your background on stream.
Yeah, the price I pay for not having my background. Plus, I've got all these lights as well. It's
yeah. I can see this is the curse of being a glasses wearer, is that seeing the ring light in the reflection of your glasses. It's so rude. Yeah. I just want everyone to think I always have this beautiful glow about me.
Right. That's what I want.
And the glasses just give it away, this circle in the frames all the goddamn time. How many ring lights do you have?
I've got 2.
Nice.
So I've got one here and one there. So it's no matter which way I turn, you're going to see a ring on one side of my glasses. I'm like, are you serious?
So not fair. I spent ages when Smokey and I were doing our Formula 1 stream the other day, I got really distracted because sometimes the periods and races not much happening, and I was trying to figure out a way to sit so you couldn't see it.
I've spent hours doing that. I've spent hours just sitting here going, now where can I sit?
It's so unfair. All these people with perfect vision can just get away with just pretending they don't have lights on.
I know. Oh my gosh. I wish.
So how long have you been streaming for? Because I have no idea.
I started streaming, gosh, when was it? It's been nearly 2 years.
Oh, holy shit. I didn't think I realized it was that long.
Yeah. So my first stream, it was actually just a complete fluke. I actually downloaded the demo of Dirt Rally 2 on my PlayStation back when I was living at my mum's house. And I remember Fireball and I were talking about it, and he's like, just stream it. And I'm like, I've never streamed before. I've never set up anything for streaming. So he talked me through streaming, how to do it on my PlayStation, which is super easy. You just press go live and it just does it. And so that's how I started. I did a Dirt Rally 2 stream from my PlayStation. I just played the demo, and it was it was so bad.
Oh my god.
So bad.
Thank you for that
and
shout out, by the way, Smokey. You're doing a fabulous job.
Oh, thanks, Smokey. The freaking delightful. Okay. Well, I mean, yes,
Yeah.
delightful.
So had you watched? Where had you been watching people? Obviously, you've been watching people on Twitch before that, right?
Yeah, I been watching quite a few people on
Yeah.
Twitch before that. So my ex is a streamer. That's kind of how I got into Twitch, was because he was streaming.
Snap!
Right? I was just watching, but I'd kind of like only watch for like a few minutes at a time because I'm like, I have too much other stuff to do. So
Yeah.
I just kind of like pop on, say hello, and then just be like, all right, I'm out, bye.
Yeah.
Like, I only watched for a few minutes, and then it was actually it was one of my other really good mates, and it was Rain Dancer AU. I used to watch them like all the time. Like anytime I'd wake up and they'd be live, I'd be like, oh yeah, I'd be watching them. I watched them more than I watched my ex. He got a bit jealous, but I don't care.
Snap again.
Yeah.
So did you already know Rain, or did you just stumble across his channel?
I just stumbled across his channel. He just kind of popped up in my recommended, you get that recommended channels on the side. He popped up and I was like, I've seen him around before. Like, I swear I've been in his channel a few times. Why am I not following him? And then I just kind of just became a thing. I just kept watching him. So
Oh my god. So were you familiar with the barrel rollers at all at that point, or?
The barrel rollers, when I started following Rain, they'd only like just started.
Wow.
So yeah.
You're so OG. Oh my god.
Well, I didn't join the rollers until like just before I started streaming.
Right.
So yeah. But it was like, yeah, they'd been going for about a year at that point, the rollers. So
right. So you were kind of watching Twitch and being a part of the community for about a year before you started doing it.
Yeah. And then I started and I had a few people follow me, and then eventually Fireball helped me build my PC. So
wow.
Then I was like, okay, well, I guess I'm doing this.
Now I'm ready to roll.
Yeah. Now I'm a bit more committed, and now there's a little bit more setup, and then it's just kind of like things that just keep adding on from there. So now the ring lights, the green screen, the good microphone, I've got the wheel. So, I've still got the wheel. It is for sale, but I still got it. So
I might have to talk to you about that.
We can talk.
Because I think that's gonna be the very definition of peer pressure. Me getting a wheel. I don't think I've ever been asked to do something where my entire life, MadSpirit, get a wheel, get a wheel, get a wheel, get a wheel.
You know what? I had that pressure for so long as well. Then I went, fine. And I got it on a Black Friday.
So were you on controller at first too?
Yeah, I was on controller at first.
Damn. So how long have you had the wheel for?
A year and a half.
Okay.
Yeah. It was, November 2020. So, about a year and a half now. So
me doing kind of the mental maths then, did you start streaming basically at the start of when COVID hit?
It was kind of like mid-COVID.
Yeah.
Yeah, it was around mid-COVID.
So like mid-2020?
Yeah, around that time.
Wow. So were you in lockdown when you started?
No. So when COVID hit, because of the industry that I'm in, we actually didn't go into lockdown.
Okay.
So we just kept working, which was, it was good because we kept earning money, but it was also shit because we all kind of just wanted to stay at home.
Yeah, so you couldn't even work from home?
No.
Oh my God.
Yeah. We had to go to the office. But I actually got stood down because COVID kind of hit for us around March 2020.
Yeah. Same.
Yeah. So April 2020, because March was very, very quiet, very slow for the business. So in April 2020, they actually stood down everyone who was in my role.
Wow.
Company-wide. So that was like all of us all just got stood down. So we just kind of had to stay at home and do nothing. So
God damn.
yeah. So I was off for 3 weeks. It was supposed to be longer than that, but I had my boss call me after 3 weeks and he's like, so things are starting to pick up. Can you come back part-time? And I was like, sure. So I came back part-time. I was part-time for a week and then he went, yeah, no, we're bringing everyone back full-time. I was like, wow, okay.
Well, that's a bit of a roller coaster to be like, you don't have a job. Wait, no, yes, you do. Sorry about that, everyone.
It was an absolute roller coaster. And then because for 3 weeks I was sitting at home doing absolutely nothing. So I was sitting at home, I was painting, I was helping mum around the house.
You were probably having a great time.
I was painting, I was gaming, I was awesome. I had the best time ever. But yeah, it was a hard time. I do have to admit it was quite hard.
Yeah, of course. Where you wouldn't have been sure about like what you were going to be doing.
Yeah, I had no idea what my next steps were. And I was like, oh my gosh, like there was so many other things happening in my life at that point. I was like, what am I doing with my life? What's going on? And then we went back to work and I was just like, oh, okay, just go straight back into work.
Right. Everything's normal. Everything's fine.
Yeah. And then when they had the big like Sydney lockdown last year, that was for like 3 months. I got stood down again then.
Oh, I didn't realize that. Holy shit.
Yeah, so I was stood down for officially from my role. I was out of my role for 3 months, but I was only out of the company for 2 months because they brought me back to do a different role. So yeah, I know, roller coaster again. But for that 2 months that I had no work, I was like, my sleep schedule went completely all over the place.
Oh, I can imagine. Yeah, that's what happened to me.
Yeah, I became nocturnal. It was great. Yeah. And even like my dad would call me and he'd be like, hey, I've got to come drop something off. And it'd be like midday. I'd be like, he'd be like, are you still in bed? And I'm like, no.
Yes, can you come back at 3 a.m. at a normal time?
Can you come back at a reasonable hour? Like, I don't know, 5 or something when I'm awake. And he was like, what the hell? He was so confused.
Oh, man. It's funny what happens to you when like you don't have other responsibilities. Like even though like when we were in lockdown, I was teaching online, but but in the soon as school holidays hit, I naturally start going to bed at like 1 a.m. Like I'm so much more comfortable in that. Bidzii, did you like lockdowns? We have a question from the audience.
Oh, question from the audience. Did I like lockdowns? Yes and no. Because, like, I liked the fact that I was at home, I was in my own space, I didn't have to go anywhere, or I couldn't go anywhere.
Yeah, how good is home?
The introvert in me was like, this is amazing. I get to stay in my pajamas all day. I love this. But then the extrovert part of me was like, I'm dying. I need to get out of the house.
Yeah.
So that was hard. And because I was classed as one of the hotspot areas of Sydney.
Outstanding. That's fun for you. Yep.
Yeah, so I actually couldn't go further than 5 kilometers from my house. So I was like, okay. And like I had to stay within my region. And I'm just like, well, my parents are like 30 to 40 kilometers that way. And even like my siblings and that were like 10 or 12 kilometers. So I'm like, I can't even go see them. My grandma was the closest person to me and she was still 7 kilometers away. So I wasn't even supposed to go see her. I did a couple of times because she was as lonely as I was.
Yeah, God.
So it was pretty bad. So, but I liked it for the sense that like the introvert in me was just like, I had to stay home.
Yeah.
I saved so much money in lockdown as well because I couldn't buy anything. I couldn't do anything. I just sat here.
Yeah. So that being said, I did so much like online shopping, like when in the first lockdown, I was just buying hoodies and podcast merch. That was like the main thing. Like I was just getting all these orders for. We were talking about giant hoodies before. Yeah, you're repping your merch.
I think this was actually a lockdown purchase. Plus the mug. I have a Barrel Rollers mug as well.
Oh, very good. Smokey and I have been talking merch lately of like, we were like, oh, we need, even just for ourselves, like just like producing one t-shirt of your own merch and just wearing it just so you can be like, yeah.
It's like, yeah, I have merch. See, I have merch.
This is the only one and I'm the only one who would have any interest in wearing it, but still.
It's totally fine.
Okay, so you're watching Twitch for a year. You connect with Rain. You start
Mhm.
streaming like mid 2020, and then on controller. So were you just doing Dirt Rally, or were you doing a whole bunch of other stuff?
I was doing Dirt Rally and Fall Guys, actually. I did a couple of Fall Guys streams, which is where that's how I kind of met Firehawks, who you've probably
Ah,
seen in my channel a bit.
yeah.
So he was connected with my other mate GH, and he GH pushed it when I started streaming. So did Fireball. They were both like, "Go follow her, go follow her." Go. And I'm like, "Oh my god, guys, stop! I'm really not doing anything."
Oh God, I know that feeling.
Yeah. And yeah, so and then I was doing a Fall Guys stream, and Firehawks came in, and me and him just started talking shit and naming the characters that I was playing, and we started dressing them up. It was the stupidest thing ever, but we had so much fun just hanging out.
And he's like your bestie now, isn't he?
He's like my best friend. Yeah, he's an awesome friend.
Oh my God.
And he lives in the Netherlands, which sucks.
Well, that's rude.
I know. I said that to him so many times. I'm like, how dare you be my best friend and live across the ocean, like completely on the other side of the world.
Yeah, it's ridiculous.
I'm like, it is so rude of you. And he's like, I could say the same to you.
It's like, no, I live in a normal place. I don't think you understand.
Oh my goodness. Well, now that he's been here, he's like, I don't know if I call Australia normal, but Australia's nice.
It is. Australia's very good. Yeah, so then you just had those few people just like pumping up your channel, and you already knew Rain and all of those guys.
Yeah, exactly. Yeah.
This is true, Smokey. That's true.
Yeah, so yeah, I knew Rain, and I had a few other people like pumping up my channel. And it was one night I was just streaming Dirt Rally, and I got a raid from Craigio2.
Oh damn.
And I was like, oh my god, and it was like 15 people or whatever, and I was just like, oh my god, I had no idea what to do.
Yeah. Oh.
Like the first time you get raided, I literally paused the game and I was just like, oh, like I was freaking out.
Yeah.
And then I had like Casual Kev followed me, Agassi followed me, like all of these rollers started following me, and I'm like, guys, I'm just me. What are you doing?
And I imagine you knew who they all were. You'd been following them, and yeah.
So it was a little like I was kind of like a little starstruck as well.
Yeah.
I'm like, oh my God, these people are like, pretty well known in the community. Now they're here watching me, and I'm like, oh my God. So I had a moment of like, oh.
But now you're just like you're one of them. You're in with all the boys. Like
I know. They're all just like, oh yeah, it's just Bidzii. I'm just like, it's still just me.
So I can imagine that would have happened after only a couple of months, I imagine. Like, I feel like...
Yeah, it was just after I built my PC. So I built my PC in September 2020.
Yeah.
So, and it was just after my birthday, September 2020. And so it was probably around October that I got the raid. And I was just like, oh my God. Like I freaked out after that. Yeah, and then I think it was the end of November 2020 was when I got the wheel.
Yeah.
So then upgraded there, and then that Christmas I got the stand for the wheel like as a present.
Yeah.
So then that was upgraded again. I was just like everything just kept piling onto my streaming setup.
And you're just like, well, I guess this is my life now.
Exactly. I was just like, oh, guess this is what I do.
And like, had you been doing the clubs and stuff? Is that what? Yeah.
Yeah, so I joined when I got my PC. I joined the clubs.
Nice.
Yeah. So, yeah, it was kind of like Yeah, I don't know. It was like, okay, I've got a good enough PC to run it. I can now actually. I felt like I was a little bit more confident, and I kind of knew what I was doing.
Yeah.
And yeah, it was kind of Fireball as well. He was just like, just join like the Barrel Rollers Club, just join the standard training club or whatever, and then we can join more clubs after it. I'm like, okay. So
it sounds like he was just such a support, like just kind of holding your hand through the whole thing and being so like, no, you got this, you can do this.
Yeah, he absolutely was. And even like the whole time when I was building my PC, I'm in a video chat with him, and I'm like, the video is just on the PC, and I'm like building it, and I'm like, oh my god, I'm pushing too hard. And he's like, no, you gotta like keep pushing until it clicks. And I'm like, ah! I'm like screaming, and he's just like, you're fine, it's okay, just keep going, just keep going.
That's
And
intense.
I think once I actually built it, I was just like, I it turned on, it booted up, and I just sat there. I'm like, can I cry? And he's like, it is perfectly acceptable to cry right now.
Yeah, see, I don't think I could, like, when because I got my PC in January, and I was like, I'm not building this myself. I'm buying a pre-built one. My head will explode. And even just like setting this up as it was, like, if you look at my YouTube channel, there's a video of me. Even that, just like taking it out of the box was enough for me to be like, it's glass. Oh god, like.
Yeah, I was exactly the same because I've got a glass panel in my case.
Yeah,
as
it's horrible.
And like I was pulling it out and, like, of the box, and I'm like, oh my god, don't drop it.
Yeah. So there's no way I would have been confident enough to build it myself.
Oh, and like as soon as I finished building it, and then I set it all up, because what I did was I took a picture of all the parts in their boxes, like on the desk.
Yeah.
And then I took a picture of it like all set up, and I put it up on Instagram actually. And even like everyone on my Instagram was like, oh my god, look how good like that's so sleek, and it's so, I'm like, that's the start. Now you look at it now, and it's like I've got stuff all over my desk. It is ridiculous.
Yeah, that would make my head explode, but that's so cool. Like, so have you always been into video games?
Yes, I've always been into video games since I was like a little kid.
Yeah. So. What was your first like console or like gaming apparatus?
First console was a Sega Mega Drive.
Hell yeah.
Good old Sega Mega Drive. It was a family console.
Yes.
So we all had to sit and share it, and we had the best fun. We had the best fun playing it, like days, nights, like all the time. It was so good. And then we eventually upgraded to a PlayStation 1. So we kind of like jumped from a Sega Mega Drive to a PlayStation. It was like a huge leap.
Yeah. My first was because my thing was like, I didn't get a console till a PlayStation 1 in like 99.
Yeah.
But I remember like my after school care had a Sega Mega Drive. And so the amount of time I spent just watching older boys play Sonic the Hedgehog.
Yes.
And just like wanting to play so bad. And then my best friend had a Nintendo 64. And you know, it's one of those things where you go to someone's house and like it's not fun. It's like same with like when you go to someone's house who has a trampoline, and it's not fun for them because they have it. But for me, you're like, but no, it's so cool. Like I just want to do it all the time. And they'd be like, oh, we don't really want to play the 64. I'm like, but I do. I never get to do this.
Yes, I am like that.
Yeah. So what were your PlayStation 1 games of choice?
Crash Bandicoot.
Hell yeah.
Yeah, Crash Bandicoot, Spyro.
Yes.
And,
oh my god.
I love Spyro. And Driver, actually. Yeah, completely random games. And there was even
because you just got what was like, there was so little variety then. You just like you took what was there.
Exactly, yeah. There was actually a rally game as well. But I think that the reason we liked the rally game was because we could mod it, and it was a lot of fun. So like you could have the weather, like, you know how they say raining cats and dogs? It would literally be raining cats and dogs. So you'd be driving on this track and there would be cats and dogs falling from the sky, and then you'd hear meows and barks. It was the weirdest thing ever.
That's amazing.
But us as kids, we thought that was the best thing.
Yeah. Well, Smokey's a fan of Driver, so
yes. See, this is why Smokey and I are friends.
Exactly. We're finding out all these things. Oh man, like I was so excited like when they re-released Crash and Spyro, like in
oh my God,
like I've played through Spyro on the PlayStation 4 so much, and I now no longer have those games because they have been taken with the PlayStation 4. So I'm like,
oh
I think I'm gonna need to get them for the Switch.
Yes. I have them. Well, because I have a PlayStation 4, which I will be probably getting rid of as well, because everything's on my PC now. You can get Crash and Spiral on your
I could
PC.
play it on. I could. You can. I could just play it on PC with the controller. That is a good point.
Yeah. So,
Hmm.
yeah. That's what I've got now, and I've replayed through Spyro again for like the 50 billionth time.
Yeah. Well, I was in the middle of the second one.
Yeah.
They're so good. Like the first Spyro game is unmatched. Like it's just so much fun.
It is. It's awesome. I love the first Spyro game.
It's so good.
Yeah.
Yeah, because well, did you? I don't, not to make this all like as a woman, but video games haven't always been, and they're not still now, but definitely haven't always seemed like a thing girls were supposed to do. Like I grew up thinking like, oh, I like video games, but I would go into the stores and just be like, I'm not supposed to be here. Like, this is not my place. Did you have a similar thing?
Yeah, I actually, there's a funny story I love to tell people.
Yes, go.
It was my first ever midnight release for a game. So I was 21 at the time.
Yeah.
It was my first midnight release, and it was for Assassin's Creed Unity, I think it was.
Okay.
So it was quite a few years ago. But I went to this, I remember walking up to the store to go to this midnight release, and literally all of the guys just stopped and were just like, like gawking at me, and I was just like, oh my god.
Yeah.
I was just like walking in like, oh my god, like what is happening? It was like I think like the best reference was like the scene in Big Bang Theory where Penny walks into the
comic book store
for the first time. It was exactly like that for me walking into EB Games at like 11:30 at night to do this midnight release, and all the guys just stopped and were like, oh, it's a girl. I'm like, yes, what the hell?
Oh, isn't that so? Because I had a similar thing. I was never, because I didn't have a good PC. I only had a PlayStation 1 until like that was all my consoles. So I was never into, I just felt like, no, this is not my thing. But I was friends with a bunch of gamers in high school, and they would go, before you could just do it online, they would go to like LAN places to do LAN parties. And there was a place called, I can't remember what it was called. Wasn't the Hive? I can't remember, a name like that was like, a LAN cafe. And I remember going with them one day after school, and they were like, just so you know, people are going to look when you come in.
Yeah.
And I'm like, what? And they're like, people are going to stare. And yeah, you'd go in and it would be all these boys, and they would just look around and be like, what the fuck? And I wasn't even at a game while they played like Quake and Counter-Strike and stuff. And I'm just like,
hey guys.
Hey! And it would be so dark and creepy in there. I'm just like, awesome. I don't belong here. Oh, cool.
Yeah. It's such a weird feeling, and you're just like, oh my god, what is going on?
Well, even like, and then even now on Twitter, like obviously gaming is so much more open to girls and women now, but like,
yeah.
Do you know what is the percentage of women on Twitch? It's very small, isn't it?
It is very small. It's very, very small. I can't think of what the percentage is.
Yeah, I'm gonna do some, because I had lunch with a friend of mine who works in podcasting, and she we're going for a while, don't worry, I'll do. Well, only 3% of the top earning ones are women.
Right.
But yeah. Oh, R24's just subscribed.
Aww. That's so sweet of him.
You didn't have to do that, man, and he can't hear me, so. But thank you. And she said that like 11% of all podcasts are hosted by women.
Yeah.
And I was like, what? And she was like, yeah, it sounds wrong, but you're also like, oh yeah.
It's so low, and you're like, what?
Everything's right in the world.
Oh,
it's so weird.
He hit it back to me. Suddenly babies are
Smokey.
high-fiving each other. Dogs are wearing hats,
Thank you, darling. Oh my god. Unnecessary. Yeah, like it's just being so little, and I don't. It'd be very, very small on Twitch, and then like again, women should be able to do whatever they want, but then a lot of the women on Twitch are just like, "Hey, I'm a girl on Twitch with boobs." Like,
Yeah.
all power to them, but it's not the same.
Yeah, it's not. I remember I got a raid once from World Rally Family, and literally like the first 3 or 4 people that commented like that were in my chat after Nate had raided was just, "Oh my god, it's a girl. Oh my god, she's playing Dirt Rally." And I'm just like, "Yes, for the love of God." And so after that, I remember putting in my rules, like my chat rules, that starts off with, "Let's just get it out of the way. Yes, I'm a woman. No need to comment. We're good."
Yeah, no need to say anything. And I will admit, because when I first watched your channel, I'd seen you in chat in other people's, and then I first saw your channel because Smokey raided you, and I think you were playing, what is it, Phantasmagoria, that ghost hunting game?
Oh yeah, Phasmophobia.
Phasmophobia, yeah. And I did have a moment when I was like, "Oh, Bidzie's a chick." Like, okay, nice.
Yeah.
But again, I wasn't going to comment on it.
Yeah, I get so many people that just go, "Oh, wait, you're a chick. Oh,
Yeah.
okay, you're a chick."
Yeah.
Just like, yeah. And even like, I know Wolvie comments about it when we're in Beers and Gears. He's just like, "She's just one of the guys."
Yeah.
Like, she's one of the guys, but yes, she is a woman.
Yeah. And it's such a weird thing because you're like, I know one of the guys is a compliment, but at the same time, it reeks of kind of like not like other girls bullshit, which I hate.
Yeah.
Like, no, I can also be a woman and be cool. Like, that's a thing.
Absolutely, I can be.
I do actually. And when I was first interacting with Jacob, when he was again in Smokey's channel, and he was like, because the first conversation we really got into with Jacob on Smokey's channel was like, which animated characters would you bang?
Yeah.
And
the classic Jacob talk.
Exactly. I don't know. We got onto it anyway, and I said something that indicated I was interested in dudes, and Jacob was like, "MadSpirit is female," and I was like, "Yep." And he's like, "Okay, just sussing this out, like just
clarifying this,
because odds are not." Yeah,
I mean, it's true, Smokey. I can see your chat as well. So. It's true, Smokey. It is the classic Jacob.
Well, this is the thing. I don't think he started that conversation, but he's the one who now keeps bringing it up. Of like, okay, most bangable Lego character. Let's go. All right, most bangable this. It's like, yeah. Good on you, buddy.
Yeah. That's just Jacob.
So, and like, it is a funny thing because you're like, yeah, I want people to know I'm a woman, not to treat me any differently, but also just to be aware of it. Like, yeah. I also have noticed, like, in your rules as well, you're like, basically, don't be a creep. Have you had, like, I've been super impressed, and I think this speaks to the barrel rollers community, being a woman on Twitch and having, like, almost, like, never really having creepy dudes around.
Yeah.
Have you had any, like, weird, creepy shit? Yeah.
I had one guy, it actually got to a point where like Casual Kev, Wolvie, Rain, and Brothers Chris and Agassi, I think as well, all had to step in and be like, dude, you need to calm down. Like it was pretty bad. Like it was kind of like, it was just like little comments here and there. Just in everyone's stream, so we'd just be chatting or whatever, and he'd kind of just make a comment in everyone else's stream, and I was just like, okay, like, dude, chill out, like, you know, whatever. And like, I let it slide for a while, and then like the comments just kind of started getting like progressively, like, I don't know, more
intimate.
Yeah. And it was just kind of like, okay, dude, like, what the hell? And then it got to a point where I was just like, I am not comfortable with this at all.
Yeah.
Like, I was so uncomfortable. And then he started watching in my stream, and he started watching Fireball streams. And I was just like, oh, my God, like, what do I do?
Yeah.
And then, like, because Fireball kind of knew about it. And so Fireball actually messaged me once when he was streaming. He was like, look, he's in the channel. I can see him in the channel. He's been chatting. If you feel more comfortable banning him, just ban him.
Yeah.
And I was like, okay, cool. I feel confident. I feel comfortable doing that. I'm just going to ban him. Like, he hadn't said anything for like half an hour or something. So I just banned him.
Yeah.
And then it just escalated so far one day that I was so creeped out that I was messaging Fireball, and Fireball actually messaged this kid and was like, hey dude, you should probably like chill out because, you know, she's got a boyfriend and she's not comfortable when you speak like this to her and stuff like that. This guy then went on a huge rampage and started posting in Wolvies and Kev's and Rain's chat about how I hated him and how Fireball had said all of this stuff. And everyone was like, what is happening right now? And so,
anyone who knows you on Fireball would have been like, don't think so.
Exactly. And then like it got to a point where like he was messaging me. I still have the messages actually. He started messaging me privately saying, look, I'm really sorry that I've been a creep to you. Please, I'm going to go like unalive myself. Like he was like,
oh my God.
I was just like, what is happening? And I didn't know what to say. I didn't know what to do.
No, oh, fucking hell.
Yeah, and because like it kind of started in the night, and then I messaged Fireball about it, and it just escalated until I woke up the next morning and Rain was streaming, and Rain was like, I jumped in, and this guy started like straight away started talking, like he's like, Bidzii, I'm so sorry, like he's like, she hates me, she won't even acknowledge me, and Rain was like, dude, calm down, she just woke up, like what the hell?
And this is my street, like. Yeah,
he's like, dude, calm down, like what the hell? I had all of the admins in the barrel rollers messaging me like, are you okay? And I'm like, not really, no, this is weird, like what is happening right now? And so I shared all of the screenshots. I shared because I'd been taking screenshots.
Yeah, you want when it gets to that level, you're like, I want evidence, which is just horrible.
Yeah, and so I messaged all of that to Kev actually, and Kev brought it up to all of the admins in the barrel rollers, and they were like, okay, we got Bidzie's back. If this guy starts up again, then we'll shut it down. We didn't hear from him for a few months, and I remember messaging Kev, and I'm like, is that guy actually okay? Like, I don't care, but at the same time, I kind of do. Like, is he all right?
Yeah.
And eventually he came back, and he was just like, hey, and we're just like, hey, and he was just like super like
normal.
Chill. Yeah, he was like super chill, super normal, and we were like, what just happened? Like, what happened a few months ago? What was going on?
Maybe he went away and did some soul searching and...
Maybe, because he was completely different. But then, like, I noticed he would make a comment and be like, but like, he'd make a comment and then he'd straight away follow it up with, I don't mean it like that. I'm really sorry. And I'm like, calm down.
So potentially he did some soul searching and and he might have just almost not realized what he was doing. But but there's also that like thing of like, coming back and then and he's probably potentially found someone else to just be obsessed over. Yeah, like Smoky's saying, like, chronicle asshole.
Yeah, it was awful. It was very creepy. And then he
shut the fuck up, R24. Welcome now. Obviously, you can hear us now. So
you can clearly hear us now. Hello, R24. But yeah, no, this he was really weird. But there was actually. It was in Wolvie's chat one time as well. Like, me and Fireball were sitting in Wolvie's chat just having a chat and whatever. And then this guy saw that we were both chatting in there, and he went to Fireball and he was like, hey, so can you unban me in your stream? I don't know who banned me, but I got banned and I don't know what I did, and I'd really like to correct my ways. And Fireball was like, you need to take it up with the person who banned you. And I was like, don't tell him. It's like, don't tell him it was me because he'll know straight away.
Oh, God.
So
it's fun being a woman on the internet.
It's wonderful. It's so much fun. Oh.
Well, I mean, like, it's so fucking terrible that like often one of the biggest like deterrents from that is being like, I have a boyfriend, because you won't respect me saying it's creepy, but you respect it if I'm someone else's property.
Yeah, exactly.
Yeah, I mean, it's true, R24. It's, yeah, being a woman's so chill and great. We feel super safe all the time.
So amazing.
And it's terrible the fact that, like, one of the reasons you do feel safer is, like, well, I do know I have all of these dudes who, like, will have my back if anyone remotely gets weird. Like, my boys in the chat right now, I'm like, no one's getting past my bouncers. Like, you know?
Exactly. We kind of like, it does feel like we kind of have bodyguards. We're like,
and it does,
so
speak
good.
to the barrel rolls community, and then like the other kind of community I fall into is like the Lego community is so awesome. Like I even remember one time someone followed me on Instagram and then like was like requesting permission to send me a picture, and I was like, oh God, please don't be a dick, please don't be a dick, please don't be a dick, and it was just Lego. Like it was like, oh, this is the thing I've built. I'm like, cool, this is the demographic I have cultivated. I am good with that.
I am totally fine with this.
I know, Smokey. You got my back. Thanks for the 100 bits before, by the way, darling. I didn't acknowledge it because Bidzii was talking, but thank you. You are being unnecessarily supportive tonight. With your bits and your gun. Oh
my goodness.
But generally speaking, the experience on Twitch is so great. Like it seems like it's kind of changed your life.
It really has, actually. It's changed it dramatically. And like I've met so many people, like so many wonderful people online through Twitch and through just like all these different communities. Like I'm going to Melbourne in a few days, and I'm actually going down and staying with A McFly, who I met through the Barrel Rollers.
Oh my God.
And yeah, like I like, it's just, and my mom's like stressing out. She's like, oh my God, there's another reason for me to be stressed. And I'm like, Mom, he's like super chill.
Yeah.
Plus he's a law student. Like, Jesus. We are fine. So but yeah, like mum just gets completely blown away. And even like when I meet new people like IRL, and when new people start at work and stuff, and I sit there and I talk to them, I'm like, oh yeah, my mate in the Netherlands. Oh yeah, my mate in the UK.
Yeah.
Oh yeah, my mate in Sicily. And they're like, do you have any friends in Australia? And I'm like, shut up. Yes. Yes, I do. Okay.
Oh my God. And like, I know, and like Twitch has been the next level, but like, God, 12 years ago or something, I was like really on Tumblr a lot. And I met a bunch of people on Tumblr through that. And again, like a lot of them were in Australia, but yeah, my friend in Edinburgh, my friend in Texas, my friend in like blah, 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 blah. And it's like people who don't get it, it feels not legit, but you're like, no, like this is legit. It's some of the most legitimate friendships ever because you're in this space where you're actually sometimes more authentic than you are in real life, and it's and you've already got this like common interest, common ground. It's very strange, but so like, did you meet Fireball on Twitch?
Yeah, I met Fireball in Rain Dancer's channel.
Outstanding.
Which is crazy. Like I met Fireball it was actually in Rain Dancers and GH's channels.
Yeah.
And GH made like a Discord server or whatever. And randomly one day we're all just like sitting in there and whatever. And next second it came up saying Fireball has joined the server. And GH was like, hang on a minute, I didn't send you an invite. How did you get in here? We're all just like, what is happening right now? And I was just like, oh shit, it's Fireball. Like, I know your name. And then we just started talking, like, just, I don't know. We started talking about stuff and yeah, just kind of like just developed into a relationship.
Yeah.
So,
and obviously this is because he got you into streaming. It was pre you streaming. So
yes. Yeah.
So like start of 2020?
Yeah. So it was around January 2020 that he joined GH's server on Discord.
Yeah.
And so then we kind of just like chatting, and I remember I was messaging him. I was messaging just the whole channel because I was looking at buying a new car. And so then I had all of these people from like the States, from Europe, from like everywhere, just like sending me links for carsales.com.au, just being like, what about this car? This car's kind of like in Sydney, close to you, right?
Yeah.
And I'm just like, I suppose, like it's in Sydney. You've done a good job already. And then Fireball started it as well. And then I kind of mentioned to them that I couldn't put it in my name for like the whole separation thing. But not everyone knew that at that point. Like I can kind of talk about it now because it's like it's all done, it's settled.
Yeah.
I
get it.
Yeah, it's like you can't really say much about it, but so like now I can because I'm just like, oh, whatever, it's done. Like I don't care. But at the time I was just like, oh, not everyone knows. I really don't want to like talk about it, and because most of the people in GH's server at the time were also still talking to my ex a little bit, so I'm just like, yeah, I like kept my mouth shut as much as I could, and I was just like, oh, you know, no matter what, I can't, if I was to buy a car, I can't put it in my name. And it was Fireball was like, that doesn't make any sense. Why? And I was just like, oh, like it's Fireball. I was like, oh, I'll just message him privately. He has no idea who my ex is. And so I messaged him. I said, oh, you know, this is the situation. And the first thing that came out of his mouth in that message was, oh shit, can I help? And I was like, what? Because everyone else in my life, when I've told them, you know, I'm going through a separation, I'm going through this, everyone's just been like, I'm so sorry to hear that, you know, are you okay, and all that kind of stuff. He was the first person that just said, can I help? I was like, what the fuck? I was so taken back.
Maybe the sexiest thing a man can say. Just gonna put that on the line.
What? It's
I'm here. What can I do? Can I help?
Yeah.
Okay.
Okay.
Amazing. Smokey has a question about how long did it take you to kind of start talking about it? And oh god, if you don't want to answer.
How long did it take? It took quite a while actually. It's probably like a year and a half after I separated from him that I kind of started like just being like, oh yeah, you know, whatever, this is happening.
Because I feel like the first time I heard it from you, I didn't even know you were married.
So many people did not know I was married. And like so many people, like when I say I'm getting divorced, they were just like, you were married? I'm like,
yeah.
Yes? Why is it?
Like, my surprise was not like you. It was more just like, oh, because you hadn't talked about a partner or anything. And then I was like, oh, okay. Yeah. That's the situation.
Yeah. So look, I think the main reason that I didn't really talk about it so much is because there was like so much that happened when I left him. Yeah. And there was so much with the whole breakup, and there was so much in the relationship we had. Everything was just like, I was still coming to terms with how do I like, because I was like 100% over him when I walked away. I was just like, I'm done. I can't do this anymore. I need to walk away. But I was dealing with a lot of mental shit and a lot of trauma and a lot of stuff that had happened from that relationship.
And you're still like probably processing a lot of stuff and kind of, you know, I think our situations were different, but even still like the things you see in hindsight when you're like, oh, hang on, that was actually this. And and even like a weird kind of grief, like it's strange.
Yeah. Yeah, look, I do have to admit there was grief.
Yeah, because it's still a loss, even if it's one you have chosen to make.
Yeah, it's still a huge loss. And I think there was also a lot of shame.
Yeah.
There was so much shame, and because like I shouldn't have felt shame because both of my sisters have been through divorce as well.
Yeah.
So I'm just like, it's like it was already there, like, but I felt so ashamed and everything like that. Yeah. But then I had this like overwhelming amount of support from both sides of my family as well.
Yeah.
And it was like, oh my God, like even like my auntie didn't even, I had one auntie, we went out for dinner one night, and one auntie, she didn't even question why I made that decision. She just came up to me and went, right, I'm going to give you some advice. This is some things you need to do. We are here for you. If you want to come and stay with us down the South Coast, you can come. And I'm just like, what is happening? So it was insane.
Yeah, I had such a similar experience because, there is that level of shame and of of like it feels like a failure of like you're admitting
Yeah.
like I tried to do this thing and it didn't work and all the
Yeah.
kind of, and I have been like so overwhelmed by how supportive literally everyone in my, with the one exception, and not that they haven't been supportive, but just this reaction has been weird and I'll get to that in a minute, but yeah, just how overwhelming supportive like people have been, like people from work.
Yeah.
Like I remember telling my boss, who was just like, that's sad but also potentially really good, like and again, what can we do if, like, my boss was like, take any time off you need, like all my friends at work have just been like straight away like, whatever you need, whenever you want to talk about it, whenever you don't want to talk about it. And again, my family, who I'm not crazy close with, like I have 4 aunties, my mum has 4 sisters, and all of them straight away, like almost all of them messaged me and were like, I'm really sorry, let me know if you need anything, come over for dinner whenever you want. And the only one who wasn't like that was my auntie, who I knew this was going to happen as soon as I messaged the family to say, hey, we've separated, da-da-da. I knew she wasn't going to call me. She was going to call my mum and be like, what happened? What's the gossip?
Yeah.
What happened? What happened? Is there someone else?
Yeah.
Is there someone else? Was there an affair? What happened? And my mum was just like, I don't know. Like, my mum played dumb. It was like, I don't know. My mum knew everything. And mum was like, I don't know. I don't know. I don't know. Didn't ask me, but just wanted the fucking gossip.
Yeah.
And then there was another auntie who I didn't hear from, who called me today, and she was like, I'm really sorry I haven't called you, but I just wanted to like see how you were doing. And she was just like, and my family's actually really conservatively Christian, and she's one of the most conservative, and she was just like, you know, you have always been like, are you living alone? I was like, yep. And she's like, you know what, you've always been so brave and so independent, and like I know you can do it, but if you ever need anything, and just like, again, just blown away, where like no one has been like, well, you know, have you tried this, have you done this, like blah blah blah.
Yeah,
everyone's just like, good for you.
Yeah, okay. Yeah, everyone's just
what
like,
do you need?
Yeah, exactly. And it was such a shock. I was like, what? It was So to answer Smokey's question, it was about 1.5 years.
Yeah.
Yeah, and it was because I was still processing so much.
Yeah. I mean, that's totally fair. And it sounds like there was a lot that was complicated and messy and all that kind of shit. Like
and then and I mean, now I can talk about it all I want because it's official.
Yeah.
That was like the best feeling, like going, because I completely forgot about it. I just lodged the paperwork and then forgot about it.
Yeah.
And I was just like, oh yeah, it'll happen when it happens, kind of thing. And then I remember I was walking to my car, and I got in my car and I was driving to work, and I was like, hang on a second, there's something special about today. And I was like, oh my God, this is the day I'm supposed to find out if it's like all gone through and it's all good. So I got into work, and I'm just like, I was ignoring my work colleague. He was just like, morning. And I'm just like, yep.
I got all the things.
Yeah, he's just like, okay, yep, cool, whatever. And he just kind of went back to his work, and he's sitting there, he's just like talking to me about some clients. I was just like, yeah, cool. And he's just like, you good? And I'm like, yeah, I'm good. He's just like, okay. It's like, something's going on there, but righto. And then I checked, and I just went, oh my God. And he's just like, what the fuck just happened? And I told him, and he literally like launched up from his chair and gave me a big hug, and he's like, you need to call Fireball, like right the fuck now. He's like, you have to call him. Oh, so good.
Oh, that's awesome. Hey, Spider, how you doing? Good morning.
Hello.
Yeah, I mean, Smokey's nailed it. Like that idea that, and I think there is extra pressure on being the woman for not being able to make it work, because we're generally considered like the emotional ones who have that, you know, who are meant to be keeping it together. And but sometimes you just gotta be like, you know what, no.
Yeah, sometimes you've got to stand up and walk away, and it's hard, but sometimes sometimes you have to make that decision.
And when you have the thought, and it's not horrifying, of like and you go, hang on, that's probably says something. Like when you first have the thought of like, what if I left?
Yeah.
Well, I don't hate it.
Yeah.
Yeah.
I was I think I definitely felt like that too.
Yeah. And so yeah, so many things, and now you're moving to Texas in like a couple of months.
Yeah, now I'm moving to Texas.
Has that really hit you? That
it kind of hits me in waves.
Yeah.
It kind of just like everything's fine, everything's normal, and then all of a sudden I'm just like,
my whole life is about to change. Oh my God.
Yeah, and like I was sitting down and I had a meeting with a client the other day, and we're just sitting there having a bit of a chat and whatever, and I was like, oh yeah, my partner lives in Texas, and he's like, oh, that's amazing, and he was talking to me all about like America and stuff like that. This guy has family over there too, and he was just like, so are you going over there? And I'm just like, yeah. And it was just kind of a moment of just like, I'm sitting there and I'm trying to focus on his floor plans, like his like home plans, and I'm just like, yeah, actually I am.
I am moving to Texas.
Like, yes, holy shit.
Smokey's
goodness.
asking how many guns you're going to be buying.
I can't legally buy guns until I'm a US citizen, or at least a permanent resident of Texas. But I know Fireball he definitely has 4 handguns already, which one of them I helped him buy when I was there.
Oh God.
I know, I hate myself for it, but he was just kind of like, we went to a gun show just to kind of like go see, have a look kind of thing. And he found this gun that he hadn't been able to find. And I was just like, you're going to buy it, aren't you? And then he saw another gun and I looked at it and I was like, that's actually kind of cool. Like, I like that, because it was like it was weird, right? But it was because it was like a it maybe like even when he bought it, we got back to his place and like he pulled it out and I was like holding it and I'm like, I seriously feel like a cowboy. Like, it was one of those revolver cowboy guns.
Right.
And I'm like, I feel like a cowgirl right now. Like, it was the weirdest thing. And he's looking at me. He's like, okay, do you even know how to hold one? And I'm like, no, I do not. I'm just like holding it in my hand like this. And I'm just like, I don't even know how to hold one. You're going to have to teach me. But I'm like, I seriously, like, just holding it in my hand, I felt like a cowgirl. It was so weird.
I hate guns so much, but like I know it's such a cultural thing. Oh, we're not gonna like get into the big gun debate, but like, yeah, you're gonna be a Texas gal. And hello, Andy, welcome. Welcome. It's so good to see you. Yeah. Well, and what was that? I was gonna respond to. Oh, right. So when you were saying like, it kind of hits you when someone's like, "Oh, so you're moving to Texas?" and you're like, "Yes, I am." Like, yeah. I had the other day, like when a friend of mine from work was like, she came in. I'm not going to tell the whole story. I'll tell you the whole thing off stream of things that were said. But basically, she came in and something had just clicked in her brain of like a few things I had said, and she was like, "Wait, are you going to be leaving me for Brisbane?" And I was like, "I don't know, honestly." And like, I don't know how to answer that. And she's just like, "Oh my goodness, I just put a whole bunch of things together." I'm like, yeah, look, I don't have an answer for you. Like, but I don't know. Like, my whole life has changed in the last 6 weeks. Like, I don't know.
Yeah, exactly. You're just like, everything changes and you're just like, sure.
Okay, here's my question. When people ask, how did you and your partner meet? Like, do you have to, because I think, okay, do you know what Twitch is? Is like a weird... Open into that. Online is the easiest way to answer it, but
so much easier. So many people just do not get it. And even like I was talking to one of my friends that I work with now. She's like my age, right? Yeah. So she's like, she was born, actually her birthday was yesterday, so she was only born like only a few months before I was.
Yeah.
And like, I'm sitting there and we're having this chat and I was just like, I've got like Fireball's mate messaging me. Apparently Fireball's in his stream trolling again. Like, I've got to go in and sort that out. And she was just like, what do you mean? And I'm like, I have to get on Twitch and sort this out. She's like, what the hell is Twitch? And I'm like, girl, you're not my age. How do you not know what Twitch is?
Well, this thing, but people just don't, like, my best friend keeps calling it Switch. Like, and I'm like, oh, it's just a different, I'm sorry, I'm a nerd. We're just in a different space.
Yeah.
Like,
oh my goodness.
Oh, yes, and Archie, have you ever seen Bidzii stream?
Oh my god, has he not seen me stream?
He might not have.
Oh my god.
Thank you for the band, Smokey. You're on it.
Oh yeah, no, I don't really want to be famous today, so.
No, I'm good.
Yeah.
But again, even like just explaining so many elements of it, like I was, who was I talking to? I was talking to a friend the other day, and he was like, "Oh, how about making money on Twitch?" And I was like, "Oh, I make money on Twitch." And he's like, "What?" I'm like, "Not heaps, but like, I make money doing."
I got a payout the other day from Twitch. I was like, yeah. Like, it's not much, but it's something.
Yeah, I remember like after like a month or so after I started streaming, and I was like talking to my best friend, and I was like, okay, so I do this thing now, and I have a whole bunch of new friends, and like, I don't know.
Yeah. Right, I'm gonna have to pause for a moment because I have to go to the bathroom.
Yeah, no worries. We'll wrap up fairly soon, but we'll do a break and then we might wrap up.
Yeah.
Yes, right. R24, we match. I don't know. Does that sound like financial advice, Smokey? Hey, Miffy, how are you? Yeah, Smokey's been going bonkers up in here, to borrow a phrase from LCK. It is. I'm doing good. I'm doing really good, actually. I've had a really nice weekend. I was meant to get a tattoo yesterday, which did unfortunately get cancelled. Because my artist was sick. But I got to spend the day throwing out expired food and old medications, which doesn't sound exciting, but my kitchen is so organized now, except for all the stuff that I have to clean. So I'm like doing runs in the dishwasher. So there's a bunch of shit that's like waiting to get cleaned. Anyone else need a toilet break while we're stopping? Anyone else need to go? It was so good. Like, just throwing shit out. Like, it was fucking awesome. And all my clothes are away. Like, my house is starting to feel like my house. See, Andy's really dedicated. You should be more like him. Doesn't want to miss a minute. Oh, dear. Oh, God. Catheters are the worst. I know, right? And they're all plebs. Smokey said to me once, like, you never go to the toilet, like, during your streams. It's weird. I'm like, well, I don't stream as long, and I just I'm not as weak. Thank you. I hope you are too, Miffy.
Alright, I am back.
Welcome back, Bidzii. Hey, look, R24, I have ulcerative colitis. That might genuinely be in my future, so... Andy and R24 are saying that, like, Andy's got a bucket, so he doesn't have to go pee, so he doesn't have to miss a second of the stream, so...
Oh, it's because of this. I blame it on this, because I've had about 3 of these today.
What are you drinking?
Water.
Oh, just water.
I'm not even nothing interesting. Like, I do have a bottle of vanilla Coke here.
Oh, very nice.
Like, this is just water, and so I just sit and just sip on this. But it's like filled all the way up to here, and that's a lot of water.
Yeah, it's big.
Yeah, and so like after one of these, I've had to go like 3 or 4 times. It's ridiculous.
But I feel like you could have anything in there and no one would know.
No one would know. Absolutely no one would know. I could get away with that. That'd be fun.
Yeah. Yes, R24, I've heard more about your peeing life than I probably want to know. That sounds awesome, Miffy. I've got the cat and the dog beside me. Yeah. Well, I've got the cat and one of the dogs. I have Percy right by my feet and Penny's a little while away.
Oh.
Outstanding, Smokey. Oh, you had a Long Island iced tea tonight. How was it? Have you ever had a Long Island iced tea, Bidzii? I have not, and apparently it's amazing.
I have, and they are pretty good. They are pretty good.
Yeah.
My go-to cocktail now, though, is an amaretto sour.
What is that?
Oh, you know what? I had this question the other night. I went and met up with my mum and my dad after they went to a funeral, because my aunties were all at the funeral and stuff like that. So I just went and met up, and Dad was like, "Do you want a drink?" And I'm like, "Oh, I'm going to come up and make sure that they make it." And he was like, "Make what?" And I said it, and he was like, "What the hell is an amaretto sour?" So good. It's got like whiskey, I think, in it. It's got amaretto liqueur. Hang on, I'm going to look it up now again.
That sounds good, Smokey, but we're running out of time to do this. Because
we need to do a cocktail weekend. Well, let's get on it. Wait, school holidays is coming up, right?
It is. I am doing some traveling up that way.
Yes.
We might have to work something out. Brisbane's not far from Sydney. I wasn't not thinking about that while I'm there, Smokey.
I mean, I'm totally down for that.
Speaking of strong alcohol, though, like I was talking to my friend Em today, and like the picture I posted on the Think of the Culture Instagram of like me and Smokey drinking soju, and she saw that picture and she was like, wait, she's like, you don't drink anything but cider. Like, how did you go with that? That shit is strong. And I'm like, I was only having a little bit, like, but it's really good. But yeah, I had to pace myself. I wasn't like just chugging it. Oh, it's no, not a coincidence at all, R24. Like, you've joined the scene and everything got weird. Like, it's all your fault.
That's true. That's very true.
So yeah, tell me what's in this drink.
Amaretto liqueur, bourbon, lemon juice, a rich simple syrup, and egg white. And it garnished with a lemon twist and brandy cherries. It is actually like, I don't know if you can kind of see it on there.
Okay.
It actually tastes like really good. It is awesome. So yeah, and I was put onto it when it was one of the times I've been out drinking quite a few nights the past like month, with all my work colleagues. And it was just one night we went out, and one of my girlfriends was just like, she's like, "Can I get an amaretto sour?" And I was like, "What in the world is that?" She was like, "Oh, girl, you have to try one." All of us by the end of the night were all drinking amaretto sours. It is now our drink.
Damn. 2 nights in a row, what, Smokey? R24 wasn't following you, Bidzii.
R24, I'm so deeply heartbroken right now.
Not good enough, man. What the hell?
I'm so deeply heartbroken.
You both have called each other cunts and pussies and bitches, and you're not even following her?
Oh my god. I am like
outrageous.
I am so upset right now. Like, I am so devastated. I cannot even believe it. I am so sad.
Oh, right. Yeah. We had soju 2 nights in a row. Yeah, we did. Yeah, we had we were trying to go to Korean barbecue the first night and we couldn't. So we just went and got a big plate of deep fried chicken and soju. And then we had it the second night. It was good. It was fun.
Hey, it works.
It was fun. You're fine, R24. You're so good. Like, yeah, don't worry. You're going to be shunned by our community. No, you don't get a shout out for a follow. You're so needy. You're so needy.
He is so needy. We both work for him, apparently.
Oh, that's right. Oh, fuck you, Smokey. Don't give that to him.
Damn it, Smokey.
But yes, everyone go follow R24. I'm so mad. Like, when I stopped streaming, I was at 97 followers, right?
Mm-hmm.
So close to 100. I am now at 95. I have gone backwards. And he just hit 100. And I'm very happy for him because he was on like 98. So we were almost the same. And he's very good and very charming and he's a great streamer and everyone should go follow him because he's maybe one of the people I adore most in the world. But still annoying.
Wow. And now he's at 101. Oh, well then.
Yeah, I'm back down to 95. People are unfollowing. I don't know what the fuck is going on.
Oh my God.
So, I mean, my schedule's been off. I'm not giving the people what they want, but unfollowing is such a deliberate act. Like R24 pointed out, you don't get a finite amount of follows. Anyway.
Exactly.
Sorry.
Yeah. I like how Spider's just like, I just went and unfollowed him.
Yeah, I mean, it's true. He deserves it. Well, I am. And speaking of which, my schedule this week should be somewhat back to normal. So tomorrow night will be book club. Wednesday, yay! I will be building Lego.
Yay!
Or I may just be doing inventory, but it'll be a Lego themed stream.
Okay.
Saturday, I should be playing video games, but I'm also probably going to be doing more Lego because should be a part of Andy's Lego train, but I don't know when that will happen yet. So for the next couple of weeks, I should be back. Like, my setup is good. I have my Lego here. I should be back on track, and I like doing. That's okay, R24. I know what your priorities are, clearly. No, it's fine. You know, VODs exist, dude.
They do exist.
But yeah, this Sunday night is I'm just kind of doing whatever I. Yeah, exactly. Where's your commitment? Quit your job.
Right? Just quit your job. Just whatever. Who needs work?
This might be a personal question you don't have to answer, but do you know what you're going to do for work when you
move? Still kind of working that out.
Yeah, you don't have to answer. Yeah.
Oh, there's kind of a few different avenues that I'm trying to work out. It's looking like for the moment, because I'm kind of thinking about getting into real estate over there. Because real estate, they make obviously pretty good, decent money. Mm-hmm. And it is very female dominated as well. Whereas what I'm doing here in America is very male dominated. So
interesting.
I'm not going to do as well in this industry over there. So so I'm kind of thinking I could maybe get into real estate, and Fireball's actually said, he was like, well, he's already researched it all because I have to go back to school to become a real estate agent. And he was like, oh, okay. He goes, well, there's a school about an hour and a half that way from my house. There's a school about an hour this way from my house. He's like, there's a few different schools. We can look at getting you into a school online if you feel more comfortable with that. But he was like, he goes, I think it'd be good for you to go to a school, even if it is a little bit of a distance away, because then you'll meet people.
Yeah, I was going to say, that's a really good community to tap into. Yeah.
Yeah. And he was like, then you at least you start to build up some friends and stuff like that. And I'm like, oh yeah, okay. But yeah, so that's looking to be the plan.
Yeah, so, I like that plan. That's good.
Yeah. The only scary thing is that when I first go over there, because I won't have a green card, so I won't have a working visa, it's quicker and easier if I go there and then apply for the visa.
Right.
I'm already there.
Yeah.
So they give priority to who already is there. Yeah, so, but it just means while they're doing that whole process, I'm going to be without work.
Yeah.
Or I have to get jobs that are off the books, so cash in hand kind of job.
Yeah.
Which apparently Fireball's work has already said, we'll find her something, she can do something with us.
Yeah.
Fireball's mum is looking for work for me. He's got family friends looking for work. I'm just like, oh my God, everyone wants me over there so bad. And I'm like, everyone needs to chill for a minute.
I know, it's so funny when overwhelming support is a little bit much.
Yeah, it was like, oh my goodness. And even I remember Fireball was messaging me last week, and he was like, he goes, I went and saw my grandmother tonight, and I'm just like, oh yeah, okay, how's your grandmother? And he's like, oh yeah, she's good. She wondered why you're not here yet. And I'm like, okay. She needs to chill. I love her to bits, but she needs to chill.
That's so gorgeous.
Yeah, and then he goes, oh, I kind of explained to her, you've obviously got other commitments, you still got to pack up stuff and all that kind of stuff. And apparently she turned around and goes, that's a fucking lame excuse. And she's like, I'll fucking pay for all of her, I'll pay for everything and all this kind of stuff. And Jake was like, whoa. Literally Fireball was like, whoa, calm down, lady. I was like, oh my God. And he's like, yeah, little old lady swearing her ass off at me.
Oh,
like,
but
so
this is the
she
thing.
won't
Like,
do
look
that.
at all this support. People are going to love you. You'll meet good people, all that kind of stuff. You'd be great at it. Everyone just loves you, Bidzii. Like, so yeah, I don't know if anyone would be here. Well, R24 was in here and that wasn't following you. So there might be some people in the chat who don't follow Bidzii. So if that is you, correct that right now. And yeah, that's awesome that like his whole family just clearly just want you in in their lives. Smokey's absolutely right.
It's so overwhelming and it's so crazy. And even like Fireball's brother, which when I first met his brother, I thought his brother was an absolute douchebag. Like I absolutely hated him. And I was just like, oh my God. Like, and I even said to Fireball, I was like, that's your brother? And he's like, yes, unfortunately, that is my brother. I do apologize. And I'm like, he's such a dick. And he's like, yeah, he is. He's like, it's fine. He is an absolute dick. But then like he's been like a huge supporter of us and it's been like so heartwarming. I'm like, oh my God. And even like he randomly messaged me a couple weeks ago and he's like, he goes, I need your help. I don't know what time it is over there, but I need your help. I can't get in contact with my brother. And I'm just like, what? This is like 1:30 in the morning, so I'm asleep. And I wake up to all of these messages, a missed call on Discord, like from his brother trying to get in contact with him. And he was just like, it's all good. I found him. He's alive. He's messaged my mother. We're okay. And I'm like, what is even going on? And he's like, I just hit him from all angles. So he goes, I figured if he wasn't talking to any of us, he's definitely talking to you. So I was like, okay.
Well, that's fair. Yeah. Yeah, my mother has spent all of maybe 7 minutes with Smokey and just keeps being like, he seems so lovely. I just can't wait to spend time with him. He seems so lovely. I'm like, yeah. Back to a previous comment you made, RT4, where you said you've literally never watched a VOD. Fair enough. Like, he's saying, it's not the same where he can't harass the streamer. But, like, that's also bananas.
Yeah.
But also, I suppose, if you've never had a crush on anyone on Twitch, you have less reason to go back and watch their content. So, fair.
Yeah, that's true. Oh, my goodness.
Yeah. So, yeah, Twitch changes lives and finds you love. This is what we have learned.
It does.
Even when it's a creepy place as a woman sometimes.
This is true. This is absolutely true. But you meet some fantastic people on Twitch. You really do.
Yeah. Yeah. Absolutely. Yeah, right?
Yeah.
So did you have Yeah, sorry, R24. I mean, I never had to go on Tinder, so that speaks volumes.
Yep. Oh my goodness.
Oh dear. Well, we might wrap it up. Thank you, everyone, for hanging out with us. This was so much fun.
This was amazing.
This was so cool. So, yeah, I'm keen to I want to keep doing just this Sunday night hang. I want R24 on. Smokey will probably be on. We sometimes make content together. It's fine.
Sometimes it's totally fine.
I imagine I want to have other guests on and also just talk and play music and just kind of hang out on a Sunday night. I believe our good buddy Litaz Brew is streaming. Yeah, he's doing his barrel roller club. So let's go hang out with Leet. An absolute amazing, gorgeous, hilarious dude. Yes. L to the E to the E to the T. Leaders brew. So great. I'm cool. But yeah, go follow Bidzii and I'm gonna be reading tomorrow and building Lego and just doing all this stuff. Thank you to everyone who's been so supportive and is so kind. I genuinely am overwhelmed by the community on Twitch. And that goes for you as well, Bidzii. Like, obviously, there is a thing of like, oh, you're a girl, it's not a big deal. But I think we both also were like, oh, another woman.
Yeah, not gonna lie, I was definitely like, I was like, yes, women. It's so much like that.
Yeah, when you can come in and be like, isn't it bullshit how you can't find clothes that fit? Yes.
Yes. Oh my God, yes.
We didn't even talk about that. Next time, we've just got to talk about how bullshit it is buying clothes.
Oh, yes, we do.
Oh, I was trying to buy bras yesterday, and nothing goes up to my size, and I'm just like, fuck everything. But,
yeah, I have that issue as well. It's so annoying.
And on that note, let's go hang out with Lee. Love you, Bidzii. Love you, Artiful. Love you, Smokey. Love you, everyone. 3, 2, 1.